All right, back at it again, back at it again, rising to my highest heights, giving all perfect praise to Allah, Father of the universe, creator of creation, giving high honors to all of the great worthies who have come down the line of divine, mainly Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius, and knowing something about these four Hebrew Muslims, we can talk to the entire planet, extending those high honors to the man that we are here to discuss this evening, this afternoon, the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science Temple, Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated. All right. So we definitely want to extend those high honors to our head of our government, our National Grand Sheikh Joel Braden Bey, who resides in Baltimore, Maryland, to the grand body that he works with on a daily basis to move our organization upward and onward into hopefully perfection. To all of the sheiks, sheikesses, deputy sheikesses, to our friends, family, and most importantly to our future, our children, we want to greet everyone with the greeting words of peace, Islam, 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 which simply means peace, 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 and we cannot have enough peace in a mad, mad world that we currently find ourselves in. So hopefully everyone is having a good time. Hopefully by the end of this, if you are not feeling well, you will feel a little bit better. Welcome to the Moorish experience. All right. So I did a lecture or a demonstration, I should say, that's a better way of saying it, a demonstration on the Moroccan Empire, but there was some information on there that I wanted to cover. I have some additional information. This demonstration should not take that long. I'm not going to hold your attention that long. I just have some things I wanted to say. So first off, let's do a brief recap. I'm not going to go back over everything because again, it is a video. You can go back and get part one and you can watch the video again. But we, as the Moors, people that look like you and I, back in ancient times, back as recent as the 1500s, which is really recent because we, being the original people of our planet, we are ancient people. There is never a time that we have not existed. If you want to go back and get the birth of us as a people, you're going to have to go back to Allah Himself with His creation because we come with the creation. All right. So, dealing with us as a people, as Moors, we are very familiar with the Moors ruling Europe in 711 AD and these types of things. But if we were Moors in 711, we have an account in this Moorish paradigm that we have a historical account that goes back to 990 AD. So my question is, if we were Moors in 990 AD, then what were we in 880 AD? What were we in 550 AD? What were we in 330 AD? What were we in 17 AD? You get where I'm going with this? If man's descent nature does not change, how is it that if we were Moors in 990 AD, that somehow today in 2023, we are African Americans? Somebody riddle me that. How did this happen? How did this happen? If the Moors had an empire east and west, and when I say east and west geographically, I'm talking about the Moors having an empire east of the Atlantic and west of the Atlantic. East of the Atlantic in the Americas, west of the Atlantic, I'm sorry, west of the Atlantic in the Americas, east of the Atlantic in Europe. If that is the case, and it is, and we had this empire back here in 990 AD, how is it in 2023 the same people now are African Americans? And before that, they were black. And before that, they were Negroes. And then before that, they were colored. And then before that, they were just straight up niggas. Someone riddle me how the same people changed their identity throughout time. And they have not moved from the same geographical place. If I just said man's descent nature does not change, how is it that your identity has changed? And I could easily prove that your identity has changed. No other people on planet Earth national descent has ever changed. The Chinese are the Chinese. Let's do a little exercise. Let's do a little exercise. I'm going to give you the nation state, and then you give me the nationality of the people that come from that nation. So if I say China, the people that come from China are the Chinese. The people that come from Korea are the Koreans. The people that come from Britain are the British. The people that come from Scotland are the Scottish. How is it nobody identifies themselves as crayons? So how is it that this people, 50 million people who are geographically situated and domiciled in what is called the United States, identity has changed? Only their identity. People that look like you and I. And that same people historically are verified as Moors. Riddle me that. All you intellectuals, riddle me that. What happened there? What happened to cause our identity to change as it has changed? I'm just doing a small recap from that first presentation we did called the Moroccan Empire. Again, the Moors had an empire east and west. An empire has several nation states in it. Let me give you an example. Africa, good brothers and sisters, is a continent, not a country. Africa is a continent with 54 nation states on it. 54. Which one are you from? Which would give us your national descent or your quote unquote nationality. Which one are you from? Are you from Kenya? Are you from Egypt? Are you from Saudi Arabia? Are you from Ghana? Are you from Zimbabwe? Mogadishu? Which are you from South Africa? Which one are you from? You can't tell. You say, no, 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 brother. No, no, no. I'm from America. This is what you say. Once again, America is the name of a continent. America is not the name of a country. America is the name of a continent. And you are right now geographically located in North America. North America, a continent, not a country. Let me prove my point. North America, Canada, Mexico, the surrounding islands, the Bahamas, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Jamaica, all nation states in North America, in the Americas. You are geographically situated in the central part of North America, called the United States. 50 independent nations, 50 independent flags, 50 independent constitutions, 50 independent set of citizens. Do you get it? The United States did not come into existence until the Articles of Confederation in 1778. This is when they set up and became confederate so they could speak as one voice. One voice. So they could take care of international affairs. But each state retains its sovereignty. Each state retains its sovereignty, meaning what you can do in one state, you can't necessarily do in another state. Does that make sense? So if you are a weed head and you like to smoke weed, it's legal in some states and not other states. So if you do not want to deal with law enforcement and you want to smoke weed, then you have to move to a state where that is legal. Other than that, you're going to be engaged in criminal activity. Does that make sense? When you drive your personal conveyance, i.e. a car, across state lines and you move, you say, well, I don't want to live in California no more. I'm going to move to the state of Arizona. Okay, when you come to Arizona, you have to get an Arizona driver's license. Okay, if you're going to domicile in Arizona, what you did in California don't apply in Arizona. I hope this is making sense. Why am I saying all of this? Because we do not understand how the United States actually works. We don't understand how it came into existence. What was the machinations? What was going on? Who established it? Why did they establish it? What was the time frame of this establishment? And for what purpose? We don't understand. We ain't got a clue. We're just being told what to do, what to say. Or probably want a cracker. We're like a parrot. We're just repeating what we hear other people say. True or not true. This is reality. Then you are trying to work falsehoods that you've been taught in your life. And you're wondering why you're not coming out with a favorable position. because you have believed in straight up lies, i.e., the name of the country in which you live is called America. That is an outright lie. It's a lie, straight up. And if you say, well, I don't believe you, brother, well, prove that it's the name of a country. Let me see you prove that the name of the country where you standing is America. Prove it to me. Bring your tangibility with you. Check your emotions at the door. See, because a lot of times when information is being presented to us, we get offended by the truth, because the truth is going to make us change the way we view things, the way we see things, the way we understand things. And many of us have gotten comfortable in madness. Then when someone like me comes along and presents the actual facts, it produces an absolute offense. I'm offended. What is he talking about? I ain't never heard that before. I ain't never seen that before. The question you should ask yourself is why? Where did I come up with the information? I'm not cutting up this information and making it in my living room. This stuff is known. Everybody outside of the United States knows that the name of the country is the United States. Everybody know this, apparently, except the people that live in it. They keep referring to the country as America. And don't feel bad, social media, the movies, Hollywood, they keep reinforcing it by direct design, because they do not want you to understand your constitutional rights. The name of the country is not America, people. It's not. I'm going to just leave that out there. Okay. So now with that being said, let me get off into our little presentation demonstration here today. Let me share my screen, because you know I like tangibility. So let me get it straight over here. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see if we can get some stuff up here for us right now. Okay, so hopefully your screen has changed and you should be looking at our official website. MoorishAmericanNationalRepublic.com is how you go there. That's the web address. MoorishAmericanNationalRepublic.com. The Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13. The Moorish American National Republic. This is the official website. So everything that you're going to hear today is really coming off of this website. But nevertheless, you can go here, proclaim your nationality. You can register in our School of Law and History. Yes, we want you to register in the School of Law and History, but we also want you to register in the Moorish Bureau of Vital Statistics. Okay, we definitely want you to do that as well. And come on, brother and sister, let me talk to our membership citizens just for a second. We have got to step it up. Let me talk to our sheiks and sheikesses and deputy sheiks and deputy sheikesses for just a minute. We have got to step it up. Brother and sister, we should have a Bureau of Moorish Affairs pretty much in every state of the union. We should have a Bureau of Moorish Affairs in every state of the union. Okay? That way it takes the load and the pressure off our national registrar, Sheikess Bellamy Bey. It would help her out tremendously if we had people nationally in their particular state republics answering questions and demonstrating the paperwork process efficiently so that brothers and sisters who are desirous of proclaiming their nationality would have a local contact that they could go to have their paperwork filled out, their applications filled out properly the first time, and then that paperwork sent, an application sent into our national headquarters in Baltimore, okay, that would help out tremendously. That would take a lot of burden off of our national registrar's plate. Brother and sister, sheik and sheikess, we have got to step it up on the demonstration game. You cannot keep referring people to this platform and just like that's the end all be all. Well, we have a town hall meeting. You can put your questions in the town hall. Yes, we have a town hall. Yes, you should put your questions there. But where is your personal demonstration to the people before they get to the website, before they get to the town hall, before they get to the Moorish experience, before they get to our Sunday school? Where is your personal demonstration? Where is the personal accountability? That's where we having a disconnect. Where is it? Why is your demonstration lacking? Why is your public outreach lacking? Each one teach one. Just wanted to put that out there. Let's go. So now, I always like to start with something that catches your attention. Here we go. The Negro obese, or in the image of God. See what it says? Let me magnify this because I don't want you to miss it. That way you won't miss it. Let me move this down a little bit. The Negro obese, but created with articulate speech and hands, that he may be of service to his master, the white man. This is how Europeans, who are affectionately called white folks, view you in 2023. You say, I don't believe that. That's not true, brother. I'm very friendly with white folks. I know, me too. Me too. But I promise you, we operating with two different, I guarantee you we having two different experiences. See, let me make it real clear. If what comes out your mouth every day has white folks comfortable, if they're comfortable with you, that means you are just like them. Oh, I'm gonna say that again. If what comes out your mouth on a daily basis has white folks comfortable, that means you are just like them. Peas, birds of a feather flock together. You may not understand, brother and sister, that we are actually at war right now. As you are watching this and listening to my voice, we, 50 million so-called black people, as we are called, are at war with those individuals who are also called white folks. You say, I don't see it like that. I know you don't, because you don't see any bullets flying. There are no bombs being dropped. You can't go outside and look at warplanes and helicopters, Apaches and whatnot. You don't see any troops on the street. Or do you? Maybe you're looking at the war, but you don't understand it's a war. Maybe it has never been explained to you that you are at war. Absolute conflict. Let me come this way. Wars, let me go to the sports arena because most men that I know, they like sports. Football, basketball, baseball, etc. They're fanatics with it. Okay. Now, I'm not a big sports fan. I'm a big knowledge fan. But let me use a sports analogy. Let me talk about the Olympics. All the nation states come together at the Olympics, and what are they doing? They're in a competition. They are trying to win. Brother and sister, that is absolute combat. They're trying to win. Ain't no middle ground. You either win or you lose. You got gold, silver, bronze. Gold, you was the best. Silver, you was almost there, not so much. Bronze, you came in last place. Let me be clear. If you got a bronze medal at the Olympics, you came in last place. Ain't nothing after that. There are no participation trophies, none of that. Get it straight in your head. I'm going somewhere with this. So now, if you are a track fan and you like track, you put so-called white folks on the track, so-called black folks on the track, so-called brown folks on the track. I'm using language that you understand so it brings up a visual image in your mind. But I'm going to zero in on the so-called black man and the so-called white man. And they both running this race. The race is called life. Pow! The gun go off. We come out the blocks. The white boy has broken out in the lead. Matter of fact, he's so far in the lead, he has now lapped the black man. Lap means he done ran all the way around the track, which is 1 mile. He done ran all the way around the track. I'm sorry, it's not 1 mile, it's a 1/4 mile. All the way around. And now the black man and the white man are in the same position. They are relatively right next to each other. But the problem is the black man has been lapped. He doesn't realize this. That's how far behind, brother and sister, we are in this game called life, in this social construct called the United States. That's how far behind we are. I need you to wrap your mind around that. So for you to do things like everybody else is not going to, you're not going to win like that. We are not going to win like that. Let me give it to you another way. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. This is a nursery rhyme that we have told our babies. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. You understand what I'm saying to you? Life is not a dream when you're living in this social construct. Life is a nightmare. You understand? We can't row our boats gently down the stream with all this oppression that we are suffering, with all this tyranny that we are personally experiencing. We can't row our boat gently down the stream in the face of police brutality. It's really police terrorism. See, we can't row our boat gently down the stream with hyperinflation, with an economy that is totally out of control. You can't row your boat gently down the stream. That's for people who are in paradise. You see? Gently down the stream. No. When you suffering what we suffer, brother, you got to row your boat aggressively upstream against the current. You got to go against the current. You got to go against the popular view. You got to go against the norm. And that's what we refuse to do as Moorish Americans. You are trying to go along to get along. How is that possible? And you're going to be successful? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Our nationality was stripped at the Continental Congress in Continental Convention in 1774. I'm sorry. Yeah, 1774. And we accepted the brands of Negro, Black, Colored, Ethiopian, etc. in 1779. This is a matter of historical record. This is not up for a debate. We're not going to have armchair discussions about, well, our nationality got stripped. No, it did get stripped. That's not a debate. That's facts. Nationality stripped in 1774. We accepted the brands of Negro, Black, Colored, Ethiopian, etc. in 1779. That's how we have the brand on us now. It's a slave brand. It's a slave brand. It is what it is. You need to get it in your head. Why is that important? Why is that even necessary to mention? See, in 2023, why is it important? Why is it important for you to proclaim your nationality? Why? What's the reason? Because based on how you are codified and classified in this social construct called the United States depends on how government not only view you, but how they deal with you. Let me put it another way. I'm going to keep giving you these various analogies so that you get it. If you have bad credit, a low credit score, that means that the banks, the lending institutions will charge you a higher interest rate on the same amount of money that's being borrowed from somebody that has a good credit score. Y'all understand that, right? Some of us don't care. We're like, I don't care, I just need a car. Okay, but you're going to pay more money for the car. That's the point. Because your credit score is low. So, based on the law, the black codes, the slave codes, if you come up with a brand and a label that clings to slavery, that denotes slavery, then you get handled a certain way in society, i.e. you get shot down on camera, because there is a term in law called prima facie, at first glance. I was taught that these people are descendants of slaves. I was taught that the term black has no standing in law. This is how the police operate. This is how the United States Congress operates. This is how the U.S. Senate operates. This is how the President of the United States moves. We have 50 million so-called black people who are made the permanent burden bearers of the United States. They are second-class citizens. They are permanent underclass. And we're going to teach everybody that comes into the United States from the continent of Africa, the continent of Europe, the continent of Asia. We're going to teach all of these people that these people who are called black people are slaves. And we're going to teach them from the United States State Department. This is facts. So if you wonder why, man, why are we getting handled like this? Why won't our brothers and sisters that come from the African continent, why they don't come talk to us? because the United States State Department has told them, do not integrate or mess with my niggas. We will deport you if we find out you are in any of their organizations. If you're talking to any of their black leaders, we will deport you. This is reality. Now, I know that might be a little too hot for some of y'all to handle. Again, if the demonstration get a little hot and it's getting a little personal for you, go up to the top right-hand corner of your screen and hit the red button. Hit that little X up there and X out, because it's only going to get hotter. I'm just getting started. Because I don't know about you, but I'm a little upset about what is on the screen. That somebody would actually debate this in the United States Senate, in the United States Congress. This was actually talked about in the government. The Negro, a beast, but created with articulate speech and hands, that he may be of service to his master, the white man. This is how we are being viewed. This, when they go to write laws and statutory laws and craft laws in these smoke-filled rooms, this is what's in the back of their mind. We don't care what we have to do. We got to keep these people a permanent underclass. Let's keep it moving. Now, I want to know, who are these people? Who are these people right here? I know some of y'all are familiar. You're like, oh man. Oh yeah, that's the terrorist group. I know that's what some of y'all are thinking. Y'all saying this is the Ku Klux Klan. Oh my God. Why this brother showing us a picture of the Ku Klux Klan? What's going on with that? The Ku Klux Klan. Now, let's go all the way back to the beginning of my demonstration here today. What did I say? I said the Moorish Americans, I said the Moors had an empire east and west. Did I not? I said the Moors had an empire west of the Atlantic, which would be in the Americas. And I said the Moors had an empire east of the Atlantic, which would be Europe. And I know you looking at this and you like, brother, that's the Ku Klux Klan. No, sir. This is not the Ku Klux Klan. These are the Moors. Let me help you. Let me help you. I know you saying no. Watch this. Speaking of the parade of the Negro Brotherhood in Seville, Spain, would that be Europe? In 1926, you see the year? Was not Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the scene in 1926? Hint to the wise is sufficient. Arthur Schomburg, curator of the Carnegie Library, West 135th Street, New York City, says, it was only human to wish to examine the garments of the Brotherhood of the Negroes after observing the similarity to the white robes and crowns used by the Ku Klux Klan of our country. To all appearances, the American organization copied the dress of those believers in Christ. Say what? Not even in garments. It seems is the American order original. They are evidently copied faithfully from a very sacred brotherhood whose devotion won them the love and gratitude of the Spanish people, from king to peasant, pontiff to believer. Now check that out. Today, the descendants of those Spanish Negroes are quite bleached from mixing with their white neighbors, but the old Negro traditions remain. I just wanted to put that out there. These are Moors. What? These are Moors. You think that this pale man over here in what is called the United States is the originator. He ain't originated nothing. You understand? He ain't originated nothing. This is out of a book 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro by J.A. Rogers. The last page of the book. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to put that out there. Why is this important? Because everything that you are presently looking at came from your ancestors. I don't care what it is: architecture, engineering, technology, all of it. But if you don't know that, then you will operate based on what you were told. You were told you were a Negro. You were told you were African American. You were told you were black. You ain't verified nothing. That's my point. Everything in existence has a nationality. Brother and sister, if you're a human being, you have a nationality. Dogs have nationalities: French poodle, British bulldog, Irish settler. You mean to tell me a big old human being does not have a nationality? Please understand this. Please understand this. You have got to get your nationality on the record, because I'm telling you, we have entered an era of time that we are literally being exterminated through police, through diet, nutrition, kill them off, through medicine. I don't understand how you go to the hospital and just people just dropping dead in the hospital, and the lights in the hospital are on. The hospital is there to save people. People just dropping dead. You go to hospital because you stubbed your toe and come out dead. How does that work? You get stopped by the police and come up dead. How does that work? And there is no other people suffering this type of atrocity. Nowhere in the United States. The Chinese are not suffering like this, and they're here. The Koreans are not suffering like this, and they're here. You understand? The Europeans who come from Europe that live and domicile in the United States are not suffering like this, and they're here. The Europeans that come from Eastern Europe are here: the Bosnians, the Armenians. They're here. They're not suffering like this. Only so-called black people. See? And the number one, let me get it out here again. I said it. If this offends you, cut it off. See? Because I'm going there today. See what it says? Never forget, the Ku Klux Klan is a Christian organization. Christian. Not Muslim, not Muslim. Y'all want to put it on Islam. Islam, these people who believe in it, Allah, they're a bunch of terrorists. How dare you come out your mouth as an Asiatic talking about these people that are Muslims are terrorists? Have you forgot about the number one terrorist organization in the United States? Have you forgot about the number one terrorist organization in the United States? And they still around. The government did not shut them down. Here they go. And look who they got. Look at the banner in the back. Jesus saves. Now, if Jesus is saving them, he ain't saving you. They praying to God to catch you and kill you. You praying to God to save you. Somebody got a misunderstanding. Number one terrorist organization in the United States. ISIS didn't hang you from trees. The Taliban did not hang you from trees. The Muslims didn't do that to you. I'm going to just make it plain. So don't get it twisted. Everything these people do, they got it from us. Let's keep it moving. Let's go after some more of these lies. See what that says? The ancient Berber word for Morocco is America. America. Hold on. Far Western lands. El Maghrib. Far Western lands. See what it says? The different variations of this word. The Aboriginal people of the Americas are Americans. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you catch that? The Aboriginal people of the Americas, North, South, and Central, are the Americans. There is no pale man nowhere on the planet that is native to the planet. Let me say that again. There is no pale man nowhere on the planet who is native to the planet. These people are European. And they're not even native Europeans. I covered that in the last demonstration called the Moroccan Empire. I showed you who were the original Europeans. Now I showed you who are the original Americans. Again, America being a continent, not a country. So all of these people who are native to the Western Hemisphere are Moorish Americans. Moorish being your national descent, America being your geographical place. Hopefully that makes sense. Remember that America was never called India. It was not named after Amerigo Vespucci, and that America truly is the land of the West. And we know, let's bring Prophet Noble Drew Ali to the witness stand, because some of y'all done lost y'all mind. So I got to go back in history and deal with this. Hold on. Let me find it. I got it up here somewhere. Oh, look like, okay, I'm gonna have to pull it down. I'm gonna have to pull it down. Wait a minute. I done said it now. Yep, I'm gonna have to get it. Okay, I'm gonna have to get it. Okay, I will get it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. So let me do this. Let me start closing out some pages so that I don't have to keep repeating myself. Let me close that out. We already covered that. Okay, so what I need to do, and if you don't have our naturalization orientation handbook, please go to our website, MoorishaMericanNationalRepublic.com, and purchase it along with all of the Prophet's literature so that you can start your study and get your understanding together so that you can correct your political status in the system so that you can give yourself a fighting chance. Because this is another issue of contention with our people. They say, well, what's the benefit of me proclaiming my nationality? I'd like to ask you the same question. What benefit have you gotten in the United States by identifying as Black and African American? Riddle me that. What benefit have you gotten? Have you been treated better? No. Has the police brutality stopped? No. Has the oppression stopped? No. Have you received any compensation for being Black and African American? No. Things are quite bad for Africans, African Americans, and Blacks. So the benefit of being Moorish American is simply you come back into the family of human beings. And then when you put your paperwork on the record and you actually enforce the law to save the nation, i.e., you save yourself, then whatever they got going on in the United States jurisdiction, you're not a party to it. But you can't enforce what you don't know, and you certainly can't enforce what you don't believe in. And you certainly can't enforce what you can't demonstrate, which we are finding is most of our problem. We can't demonstrate. We only talk to Moors. That's how comfortable we are. We only talk with people that got fezzes on and know what we're talking about. Oh, we have a good time with that. But when it's time to talk on your job, you divert right back to slave teaching. When it's time to talk with law enforcement, you divert right back to slave teaching. When it's time to talk to those who are in positions of authority, you revert right back to slave teaching because you are not practicing your Islam. You are not practicing. What do I mean by you're not practicing? Everything in your mouth has to deal with slave teaching. You only taught Moorish American and Moorish science when you're around other Moors. That ain't gonna get it done. I'm not impressed with that. But anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming. There's no such thing as a Negro, Black, colored man, or Ethiopian. These names were given to the slaves by the slaveholders in 1774 and were outlawed in 1865 by a constitutional amendment, 13th Amendment, with its 20 sections. Did y'all know that? Y'all that are in TV land, looking at this for maybe the first time, second time. Did y'all know that? That there was a constitutional amendment, the 13th Amendment with its 20 sections, that outlawed all of this, ratified by 3/4 of the several states, and made a permanent part of the Free National Constitution in 1865? Were y'all aware of that? Were y'all aware that President Abraham Lincoln got this done? Were y'all aware of that? The so-called Black man is in actuality a descendant of Moroccans from the ancient Moroccan Empire. Were you aware of that? These are historical facts, not my opinion. This is what we can prove. Check your emotions at the door. This is what we can prove. This has been verified through the United States State Department. And the United States State Department has way more resources than you do, sitting on YouTube and sitting on the internet Googling. See, let's understand that. As late as 1492, the same year Christopher Columbus and the boys came rolling over here to the Western Hemisphere. As late as 1492, the Moroccan Empire included nations today known as Morocco. That ain't where the Moroccan Empire come from. Morocco, that little North African nation on the African continent, they didn't get their independence from France until 1956. So that can't be the Moroccan Empire. Can't be. Because the Moroccan Empire has treaties with nation states that date all the way back to the 16 and 1700s. The oldest treaty on the planet right now is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, and that's what brought the United States into existence. So it can't be talking about this little North African country called Morocco. No, don't get it twisted. So as late as 1492, the Moroccan Empire included nations today known as Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, that would be Libya, Spain, the United States, Canada, Mexico, and the countries in Central and South America. All of them. All of these nations were under one flag and one constitution until European domination. Were you aware of that? They didn't teach you that in the public school system, did they? No, they didn't. They didn't teach you that, did they? Let me go here. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. I'm gonna deal with you. Like I said, this is part two of what we did a few weeks ago, a few months ago. Let me get it. Hold on. There it is. Boom. Y'all familiar with who this is, right? It's Georgia. Look at what George said. If we would agree to take the feathers and turbans off the Moors, notice he didn't say African Americans. He didn't say Negroes. He didn't say black people. He didn't say Ethiopians. He said Moors. If we would agree to take the fezzes and turbans, fezzes like the one I got on, turbans like the one the sisters wear, off the Moor's head and remove the sandals from their feet and enforce severe punishment, and to also swear a death oath between ourselves to religiously and faithfully not to allow anyone to teach their Moorish children who they really were or who their forefathers were, and only allow the Moorish children to be taught that they were truly Negroes, black people, and colored folks. 200 years from today, the Moorish people would not know their nationality nor their national name of their forefathers. Also, they would not know from which land or ancestors that they are descendant from. George Washington. When did he make this statement? Back there in 1774. Are you getting it? You know what? Something just came to me. Let me do this. Let me try to do this. Hold on just a minute. Because this just came to me. This just came to me. And I always like to drive the point home. And like I say, I can't play with y'all no more because some of y'all are so hypersensitive that you like to complain. Let me say something real quick. God answers prayers. The devil answers complaints. I say again, God answers prayers. The devil answers complaints. You understand? This just came to me. Let's go back to George. Where's George at? Let's catch this again. If we would agree, this is the European. Now, our nationality is being stripped. I need you to understand this. 35 Moorish chieftains and 20 Anglo-Saxons that form we the people to form a more perfect union. That's what that was. So that means that the Moors were in the majority. I need you to lock in on this. The Moors in the Western Hemisphere, the Moors that were in North America, the Moors that were at this continental convention with George Washington, the Moors who were in the majority. So there was the Moors who were in the majority, these Moorish chieftains who happened to be slave owners. They happened to be slave owners. Were at this continental convention with these European sons. And one of these European sons was this man that you got on your screen right now. If we would agree to take the fezzes and turbans off the Moors' heads and remove the sandals from their feet and enforce severe punishment and also swear a death oath between ourselves to religiously and faithfully not to allow anyone to teach their Moorish children who they really were or who their forefathers were, and only to allow the Moorish children to be taught that they were truly Negroes, black people, and colored folks. 200 years from today, the Moorish people would not know their nationality or know the national name of their forefathers. I'm going to stop right there. Now, many of you are seeing this information for the first time, and you like, I don't understand what y'all are doing over there in the Moorish American movement. You don't understand what we're doing over here. at the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic. You don't understand this. I don't get it. Well, the reason we are in existence and doing what we do is because of this right here. This right here, historical record. Do a Freedom of Information Act and retrieve and have the United States government send you the actual congressional record on this right here. You understand? You say, well, what has that got to do with anything? Because he said 200 years from today. Well, this was being, he said this in 1774. So let me show you what 200 years after the fact looks like. Right here. Let's go. Look at the date. Look at the date. Let's do the math. 1774. 100 years from 1774 would be 1874. Then in 1974, that would be 200 years from 1774. Are we clear? Mathematics is Islam and Islam is mathematics, and it can be proven in any limit of time. You understand? We ain't dealing with how you feel. We ain't dealing with how you believe. We dealing with the actual facts on this thread. So 200 years from that statement that George Washington said, the President of the United States, October the 19th, 1969, wrote the King Alfred Plan, an executive order, which means it is a law that is enforced in the United States. And let's see what it says. Silent weapons. See what it says? First of all, it says top secret. Silent weapons for quiet wars. So not only is this top secret, so is this top secret. We ain't gonna teach the Negroes about this right here. See, let's get at it. Let's go. See what it says? We're gonna swear a death oath between ourselves to religiously and faithfully not to allow anyone to teach the Moorish children who they really were or who their forefathers were, and only allow the Moorish children to be taught that they were truly Negroes, black people, and colored folks. 200 years from today, 200 years from today, 1774, 1874, 1974, the Moorish people would not know their nationality nor their national name of their forefathers. Also, they would not know from which land or ancestors that they are descended from. Well, let's see. Here we go. The executive order number 11490, the Rex 84 plan and silent weapons for quiet wars. Shh. Victoria don't tell nobody. It's a secret. Has been in the hands of the popularly accepted individuals calling themselves the black leaders since the early 1970s. Say what? Since the early 1970s. Let's do the math one more time. 1774, 1874, 100 years. 1974, 200 years since George Washington made that announcement. See, the King Alfred Plan implicates the true motive and reason why these black leaders do not disseminate this information to the masses of the people. One will take note that all the people mentioned in these government plans, blacks, Indians, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, and poor whites, do not include a de jure national name or title. All these words are descriptive chattel brands coined by the European as substitute pedigree parentage names. Stop right there. I say again, stop right there. Oh, I'm not going to leave you alone. See? Because as I'm speaking to you, Allah is blessing me. I get the inspiration. I'm like, wow, let me put that on the screen. Oh, you're going to love where this is going, because I really need you to understand what the organization is really about? See, what is it about? There is some confusion. I'm gonna get to the prophet's literature in just a minute. We're gonna clear all this up. We're gonna clear all this up. Let me get this up on the screen so you can understand. We're gonna put it in context. Hold on just a minute. Sometimes a visual aid helps. Sometimes a visual aid can say way more than I could say. You see what this says? The Moorish Science Temple of the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. Okay, let's go back at it. I just want to put it out there. One will take note that all the people mentioned in these government plans, blacks, Indians, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, and poor whites. Hold on. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they must know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to the slaves by the slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. Go back. One will take note that all the people mentioned in these government plans, blacks, Indians, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, and poor whites, do not include a de jure, meaning real, national name or title. Hold on. I'm going to drive it in your throat, down your neck. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they must know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folk, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to the slaves by the slaveholders in 1779. Now, when Prophet Noble Drew Ali told you that, you lost your mind. But Great White Father said this: one will take note that all the people mentioned in these government plans, blacks, Indians, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, and poor whites, do not include a national name. All these words are descriptive chattel brands coined by the Europeans as substitute pedigree parentage names, and were forced as appellations on the indigenous people of the Americas. It didn't say the United States, it said the indigenous, the native people of the American continent, North, South, and Central, and the surrounding islands, and their children. All people bearing these labels are referred to as it. In these texts, one common thread is evident: no nationality equals no rights and no human value. Meaning we can do whatever we want to these people without consequences. There will be no nation state on planet Earth condemning the United States for killing you in the streets. That's why you don't see no, out of 54 nation states on the African continent, which one has come to your defense? Not one. Why? Why is all of this happening? I don't understand. Well, let's get right back at it. It is because our nationality was stripped in 1774, and we accepted the brands of Negro, Black, and Colored, Ethiopian, etc. And today you accept the term and the brand African American, which denotes property by the federal government. How many ways can we say this? What can we show you to see, to get you to see you are out of order? If we would agree to take the fezzes and turbans off the Moors' heads, well, if they're taking them off the Moors' head, that means you had them on your head at one time. And remove the sandals from their feet and enforce severe punishments. They doing this amongst themselves. And also to swear a death oath between ourselves to religiously and faithfully not allow anyone to teach their Moorish children. He didn't say African American children, black children, Negro children, colored children. He said Moorish children. 1774. Who they really were or who their forefathers were, meaning that our ancestors were also Moors, and only allowed the Moorish children to be taught that they were truly Negroes, black people, and colored folks. This is why this man, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, had to come to teach you and I our nationality, and that we are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians. Because these names were given to the slaves by the slaveholders in 1779. And this lasted until 1865 at the conclusion of the Civil War, because the 13th Amendment with 20 sections that was made a permanent part of the free national constitution that Prophet Noble Drew Ali told you to obey in the divine constitution and bylaws in Act 5 became a permanent part of the free national constitution in 1865 that ended all slave brands. You understand? That's why it's a new era of time. There are some other factors that we're not going to get into today, but I'm trying to get you to understand that this has already been worked out lawfully. The only reason this madness is continuing is because you are ignorant to the process and the law of freedom. You are ignorant to it. Then you have the mitigated gall to get upset with me when I bring it to you with a whole lot of passion. You want me to say it nice. Sweeten it up for us, Brother T. Sweeten it up for us. Why you got to be so forthright with it? Because I don't know about you. I'll tell you why I'm forthright with it. I don't know about you, but I'm a little upset with white folks about this. Let me get it back up here so we can deal with it. Hold on. I'm a little upset about this. Because many of us know that this took place, and you kind of want to pussyfoot around with white folks when it comes to this here. You don't want to offend them. You see, you trying to get them to accept you as a Moorish American without offending them. You want to say it in a way that they understand without them turning pink. No, brother and sister, we at war. Because when they stripped our nationality, they didn't care how we felt about it. Not at all. Matter of fact, they made it law. They didn't care how we felt at all. They didn't care how our children felt at all. And this is going on right now in 2023. Matter of fact, they didn't care at all when the president of the United States in 1969 wrote this executive order. They didn't care about how we felt. It's the law of the land. They didn't care. So why should I care? I got to placate to your feelings now. You all in your feelings. You want me to say this nice. How can I say this nice? Look what it says. No nationality equals no rights. How you want me to say that? How do you want me to say it nice? Give me the verbiage. Read it slow. Let's read it slow. I'm gonna take you at your word. Let's read it slow. No nationality equals no rights. Say it softer, Big T. Say it softer. No nationality equals no rights and no human value. Is that better for you? See how I turn the intensity down? Is that better? Guess what it means though? Now that we got the intensity turned way down on low, you still don't have no rights. You still don't have no nationality. You still are not recognized. You still don't have any constitutional protection. See? And I said it nice. Because it's still on your screen. It is not going to change the law. It don't matter how I say it. So you running around getting your feelings hurt because you don't want to deal with reality, that ain't on me. Don't change nothing. Just want to, and your black leaders have known this. But you mad at me. You mad at our national grand sheik. For what? Let me put it real plain. Watch this. Let me get it real plain. He's been on the battlefield for 40 years. Saying what I'm saying real nice. He don't come with all this intensity and fire and brimstone I'm hitting you with. I get it. That's not his spirit. That's my spirit. He been saying it real nice. You can tune into him every week on the town hall. He said real nice. He answered your questions real nice. Oh man, isn't he nice? Beautiful brother. What's been your reaction to all that nicety? You still ain't proclaimed your nationality. And he's saying it the way you want it said. Nice. Him saying it nice. I'm giving you what you want today. You want it nice. National Grand been saying it for 40 years. He ain't changed this. 50 million of us still clinging to names and principles that delude to slavery. Hold on. I'm gonna go in there. See this guy right here? This guy right here. The Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali. He said it nice. He said the same thing. Nice. Very nice. What has been your response to the nice? You still ain't proclaimed your nationality. So it don't matter. It seems like it don't matter whether it said nice, whether it said strong, whether it said passionate, whether it said with zeal. Doesn't matter whether we cuss you out. You still, the result is still the same. You still have not proclaimed your nationality. And it's not a good suggestion. It's not an option. It says in Acts 6, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed. Stop right there. Sheikh Isaiah, School Law and History. Nice brother. Real soft-spoken. Deputy Sheikh, Sanders Bay. Nice brother. Sheikh Kason Bay. Nice brother. Sheikh Young Bay. Nice brother. See, these are brothers who do the same thing that I'm doing. We in the same situation. You still ain't proclaimed that nationality. What is it going to take to get you to see what must be done? Now here I come and I do what nobody before me has done. Out of all them people I just named, nobody has actually put the tangibility in front of you so that you could see it for yourself. They just talk to you. Deputy Sheikh Thomas Muhammad Eel takes the time to take all the paperwork that is in our organization and puts it electronically so we can put it on the screen so that you will not have the excuse that you did not know. I take what National Grand Sheikh Joel Bratton Bey says in the town hall every Sunday and I put it electronically so that you can see it for yourself. Because some of you, let's be honest, you are like, well, that's what he said. I haven't seen it. So that's what he said. So we're going to take him out of the equation. Now you seeing it for yourself and you still got an excuse. He ain't said to me, no. You are full of you know what. It ain't got nothing to do with how the information is being presented to you. Because the European has been talking to you real nice and treating you like a second-class citizen your whole life. It is not prudent to call us niggas in 2023, but it is absolutely a matter of domestic policy of the United States government to treat you like a nigga day in and day out. You know it, and I know it. And you got the nerve to get offended when I come at you the way I come at you? Negro, please. If you don't like the demonstration, close it out. And to you be your way, and to us be ours. That's how it go. Go get another Moor. You got some Moors out there talk real nice to you. Taj Tariq Bey, I'll just name a few. Sabir Bey, talk real nice to you. There's some brothers out here, they got a lot of knowledge. Go there. But see if you can implement what they teaching you. Let's see how well that works. Anyway, we're moving on. Y'all gonna leave Big T alone, I'm telling you. Now let's go. I said we had an empire east and west. So let's get this straight. United States history. Notice what that says? Embolden the United States history. Don't get it twisted, because look at the very first line. It says the U period, S period, A period made the Constitution. The Constitution did not make the United States of America. I need you to lock this in your brain. The U period, S period, A period made the Constitution. The Constitution did not make the United States of America. Remember that. You say, what? I don't understand. Prophet Noble Drew Ali talking. See what it says right there? I am a citizen of the U period, S period, A period. Noble Drew Ali, prophet. I am a citizen of the U period, S period, A period. The U period, S period, A period made the Constitution. The Constitution did not make the United States of America. So this is on the back of our nationality card. And while I'm on that subject, this is the front. This one is mine. See, I take the time to make this stuff electronically so you can see it for yourself. That way people are not just talking to you, you actually have a visual aid. You're like, oh, okay, now I see it. But I know, you're a little sensitive. I get it. You get it. I want you to pay attention to this word right here. See what it says? Identification. Now look at all the information on the identification. You have race, date of birth, address, where you're domiciling, your sex, height, hair color, eye color, blood type. That is what makes up a true identification card. Your driver's license is not identification. Your driver's license is not identification. Identification says identification on it. True story, Phoenix, Arizona. We out here, Moe's, we downtown Phoenix pretty much. We at a restaurant, the Moe's out here. And one thing about rolling with me, let me be very blunt with you, brother and sister, because a lot of y'all don't know me. You know me through this Moorish experience paradigm, but you don't know me personally. The way, the intensity and passion that you hear me speak with in this Moorish experience on this platform, I talk like this in life. I am not a keyboard warrior. I do not hide behind a keyboard, talk real passionate, behind the keyboard, like many of you Moors do. And then when we get on the job, and then when you get in life, and especially when you start dealing with white folks, as they are called, in positions of authority, you talk like you have been castrated. You talk real nice to white folk. Man, but when you talking to us, you get real passionate. Boy, you just blow our hairline back. See? Then when we run into you in the street, you ain't got no testicles at all, especially when it comes to dealing with police. So let me give you a real life example. And remember, there's some Moors out here that was standing next to me when this went down. We at a restaurant. It's late. It's at night. The restaurant then closed down. Lights turned off. The people in the restaurant then went home. We standing out in the parking lot just having a conversation. And some of Phoenix finest, as they are called, Phoenix PD, Phoenix Police Department, rolled up on us. See? Now, remember I said earlier you might not have been paying attention, so I'm going to say it again. If you don't practice your Islam, then mentally, psychologically, you will automatically revert back to slave teaching. So if you are not practicing what you hear and what you have been taught in our school of law and history, then you will automatically go back to slave codes, black codes, Negro codes, etc. Because you've been programmed since birth that you are to respond to situations a certain way. And that has been reinforced through television, through the movies, through the news media. I get it. So this particular evening, we are outside having a good time, having a good conversation in the parking lot, and the police roll up on us. And I watched Moles revert back to slave teaching. Yep, calling you out. I watched this, I saw this with my own eyes. What do I mean slave teaching? Let me be clear. Police roll up. Let me see some ID. First of all, who are you and why are you even speaking to us? That's my mindset. And people started reaching in their pocketbook and their little purse and their little wallet, getting out their little IDs to show the police. I get it. And then they come to me. Showtime. Because Big T don't get down like that. See, that's how you bring Big T to the table. See, Big T don't necessarily come out right away. I have a professionalism, and I don't bother you until you start bothering me. But when you bother me, it's showtime. It's on and popping. I understand you my open enemy, so I deal with you accordingly. They said, excuse me, sir, do you have ID? I said, yes, I do. They said, well, can we see it? See, I make them ask questions. I don't volunteer nothing. They said, do you have ID? I said, I do. You see how awkward that silence just got? That's me and the police just standing there looking at each other. He's like, well, can I see it? Sure. I handed him this. I handed him the nationality card. Everybody else handed out their license, their driver's license. I handed him this. He says, what is this? That's literally what he said. And he had an attitude when he said it. He said, what is this? I said, that's what you asked for. I said, put your flashlight on that. Might be a little dark. Put your flashlight on that. I said, let's read it together, shall we? See, this is how I talk. Let's read it together, shall we? I said, what does this say? Identification. Ain't that what you asked me for? And I'm looking at him like, dummy. And he started laughing. He says, because he realized at that point, that is what he asked for. He says, well, do you have a driver's license? I do. He says, well, can I see it? I said, no. He's like, why not? I said, I'm not driving. I'm standing here talking to you. What you need to see a driver's license for? I'm not giving you authority. I'm taking it away from you. You have to take control of your life. Because if you don't take control of your life, somebody else will. If you are not practicing Islam, carrying what you hear, see, and learned in our school of law and history into practice, into your daily life, you will automatically default back to slave teaching. And you will go along to get along. The police have a word for that. It is called comply. You are not complying. I'm asking questions. Now, I asked the police questions. I asked our National Grand Sheik questions. So if I can ask our National Grand Sheik questions, who has more authority than all the police agencies, what makes you think that I can't ask the police questions? That's all I did was ask them questions. Guess what they did, brother and sister? Guess what they did? That brought out good cop. That brought out bad cop. I was talking to good cop. Bad cop came out. Listen, guy. Listen, fella. We need you to comply. I said, comply for what? What are we complying to? And he went into the Arizona Revised Statute when a law enforcement officer asks you, per Arizona Revised Statute, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you have to show a license. I said, no, I don't. No, I don't. I said, first thing you need to understand is all them statutes that you just quoted do not apply to me. I am not a corporate entity, legal fiction, and I'm not a U.S. citizen. So that don't apply to me. Why are you talking to me? And furthermore, my personal conveyance, which is called a car, is over there in park. I'm out here in a parking lot standing talking to you. I'm not even operating the vehicle. So what are you doing here? And I'm saying it with the same level of intensity that you hear coming across right now. And guess what happened? That level of intensity, it was not the Europeans, it was the Moors in our organization. They were like, come on, Big T. Come on. See, you want me to quiet it down. You're going to get us in trouble. Come on, man. Just no. See, I don't know how to roll like that. I don't understand compromise with these demons. That's right, I said it. I haven't done anything to them. I'm standing out here having a conversation. Why are you here? You still ain't told me why you here. Has there been a crime? Do I look like somebody that has committed a crime? Is there a crime being committed as we're speaking? No. Then you have no authority to talk to me. That's how I roll. And that's why I roll by myself. Because you might not be that strong. You might not. So when I roll into Baltimore, you notice I don't come with an entourage. I might have one person with me. No, you can't get in no car. We can't ride you nowhere. I know. Because I know many of you, just like I said, you go right back to slavery teaching. I don't want you rolling nowhere with me. Anyway, just wanted to get that out there. So, Prophet Noble Drew Ali said he's a citizen of the U period, S period, A period. That's what he said. Not what I said. But that's on the back of your nationality card, right there. Let's keep it moving. Just wanted to give you that little example. So I said the Moors had an empire east and west. I'm not going to leave that alone. We had an empire east of the Atlantic. We had an empire west of the Atlantic. East of the Atlantic, we had an empire that encompasses Europe. West of the Atlantic, we had an empire that encompasses the Americas, the Moroccan Empire. So pay attention to this letter. Letter from George Washington. Wait a minute. Wait for it. Hold on. Because I need to help you understand. I don't want you to lose the point. Letter from this guy. The same guy that's talking about this, stripping our nationality. I need you to understand it. Now, I want you to see the difference in the communication. This here is rather straightforward. He's stripping us. We're going along with it, that the Moors that are in this convention, we're going along with the madness. Okay, so now we got to get to this letter. Many of you have seen it, but you haven't really thought about it in this way. Let me magnify. There we go. Look at the date. That's the first thing we need to notice. Letter from George Washington to Muhammad ibn Abdullah, Muhammad, son of Abdullah, Sultan of Morocco. Now, just for information purposes, there is a Muhammad ibn Abdullah that the Holy Quran of Mecca was revealed through and to. Not the same person. Let's be clear about that. So, letter from George Washington to Muhammad ibn Abdullah, Sultan of Morocco. So, if this is taking place in 1789, this cannot be talking about the North African country that's called Morocco today that did not win their independence from France until 1956. This is talking about the Moroccan Empire. Great and magnanimous friend, since the date of the letter, which the late Congress, late Congress, by their president, not me, I need you to catch that. This is George Washington's letter to the Sultan of Morocco. He didn't say by me, he said by their president. And I already went through previous demonstrations. I showed you how we had a Continental Congress. It lasted for about a year, and each one of them had a Continental Convention. Each one had a president. Addressed to your Imperial Majesty, the United States of America. Notice that. The United States of America have thought proper to change their government. Oh, so they changed it. And institute a new one, agreeable to the Constitution, the Free National Constitution, of which I have the honor herewith to enclose a copy. The time necessarily employed in the arduous task and the disarrangements occasioned by the so great through peaceful revolution, it's talking about the Revolutionary War, will apologize and account for your majesties not having received those regularly advised marks of attention from the United States, which the friendship and magnanimity of your conduct toward them afforded reason to expect. So the United States was paying tribute and money to the Sultan of Morocco. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Illustration to help you understand. Let me go back up here. That is the flag of Morocco. That represents the Moroccan Empire. It's the oldest flag. It's been flying over here for 10,000 years. Okay? Morocco. This is the United States banner. We gave the Europeans this so that they would be out on the waters and the oceans and whatnot, and their ships would not be getting jacked, robbed, boarded, stolen. And the people and cargo, the Moors were treacherous, I'm telling you. Woo, man. We were treacherous. That's why Allah he just got on our case. And he's on our case right now because we just refused. We was in power and we just treated people any old kind of way. So we gave them a banner so that they could be easily recognizable with the other nation states on the planet. Up under the Moroccan Empire. Hello, don't you see the two flags? Don't you see the flag and the banner? Don't you see it? Okay, let's go back to the letter. Let's go back to the letter. Let me find it. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back in just a minute. So now, since the date of the letter, which the late Congress by their president addressed to your Imperial Majesty, the United States of America, have thought proper to change their government and institute anew, agreeable to the Constitution, of which I have the honor herewith to enclose a copy. The time necessarily employed in the arduous task and the disarrangements occasioned by so great, though peaceful, a revolution, will apologize and account for your Majesty's not having received those regularly advised marks of attention from the United States, which the friendship and magnanimity of your conduct toward them afforded reason to expect. See, then it says the United States having unanimously appointed me to the supreme executive authority in this nation. That means the President of the United States. 1789, he had just took office. You understand? There it is. I just wanted you to see it. I just wanted you to see it. George Washington, President George Washington. See? I needed you to deal with that. Let's go here. The U period, S period, A period made the Constitution. The Constitution did not make the United States of America. Remember that. The first and most important, let me get it up here because y'all need, ooh. So when you read the preamble of the Constitution, it says, we the people to form a more perfect union. The first and most important fact that we must get deep down in our minds is that there was a union before there was any states. Secondly, the union has never changed or ceased to exist. Hold on. I'm not going to leave you alone. The Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic. Somebody has to uphold the union. Do you understand? This is what we are doing. First of all, the most important fact that we must get deep down in our minds is that there was a union before there were any states. Secondly, the union has never changed or ceased to exist. Third, the only change in the union was evolutionary. So you saw it evolve into states, state republics. Article 4, Section 4 of the Free National Constitution. All states shall be governed by a republican form of government. free national constitution that Prophet Noble Drew Ali told you to obey in Act 5 of the Moorish Science Constitution and Bylaws. Come on. Come on. How many ways can we say this before we get it? How many ways can we show it to you before you get it? Now, let us continue. And again, if this is over your head, watch the video again. Now, let me go here. This is out of a book called Indian Givers by Jack Weatherford, I believe. Book called Indian Givers out of a book by Jack Weatherford. So now he's talking about this research and doing research on this union and how this thing called the United States came into existence. They represented under the Articles of Confederation. And I told you the Articles of Confederation was in 1778, and this is the first time the United States of America is mentioned. You understand? 13 separate and sovereign states. I just told you all of these states are independent nations. They have a flag, they have a government seal, they all have a constitution, they all have borders, and they all have citizens. How could one country be made from all 13 without each one yielding its own power? Follow me. Don't get spooky now. Follow me. You're going to love this. Reportedly, the first person to propose a union of all the colonies. Notice, I didn't say all the states. It says all the colonies. And to propose a federal model for it was the Iroquois chief Cansitago, speaking in an Indian British Assembly in Pennsylvania in July 1744. 1744. He complained that the Indians found it difficult to deal with so many different colonial administrations, each with its own policy. It would make life easier for everyone involved if the colonists would have a union that allowed them to speak with one voice. Now, keep in mind, the Moors already got a union established. I'm going to say that again because I need you to remember it so when I go deeper into my demonstration today, it resonates with you. The Moors already had a union established in the Western Hemisphere. There was the Articles of Association in 1774. So the European, the pale European coming over here, seeing the union governed with the great law of peace, seeing the way we had the governmental structure set up, vied and wanted to be a part of this union. So they had to associate themselves with the Moors lawfully for 2 years. So we established the Articles of Association in 1774. Then they had a Declaration of Independence in 1776, July the 4th, 1776, to be precise, where they broke off from the crown and King George III over there in England and from the British. Then they became confederate with the Articles of Confederation in 1778. And this is the first time the United States of America is mentioned. I need you to understand that. He complained that the Indians found it difficult to deal with so many different colonial administrations, each with its own policy. It would make life easier for everyone involved if the colonists would have a union that allowed them to speak with one voice. He not only proposed that the colonies unified themselves, Articles of Confederation, but told them how they could and to form a union like the League of the Iroquois. Are you following? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? If not, buy the book, Indian Givers by Jack Weatherford. Buy the book, read it, understand it, comprehend it, and then apply it to your life. Look at the time frame under this great law of peace. Look at the date. 1000 AD. We have a historical account in this Moorish paradigm where we was talking to some folks, some moles, back there in 990 AD. This is 1000 AD dealing with this union. The word black and all of its variations in all languages has always connotated evil, misery, and death. Moreover, the equally inappropriate term colored implies that the individual described has been painted, varnished, stained, or dyed. Afro or African are terms which arose from the European name Africa, branded upon that continent by the ancient Romans in honor of the Roman general Scipio Africanus. Stop right here. Anytime you see the word ancient, you are talking about olive complected people, people that look like you and I. Anytime the word ancient is used, it is not talking about the pale man. The pale man, I don't care where he is on the planet, is not native to that part of the planet. The European or the pale man is not native to any part of planet Earth. 24,896 square miles of planet Earth. He's not a native nowhere on it. He's not a native European. He's not a native African. He's not a native American. He's not a native Asian. He's not native to Antarctic. He is not native to the Arctic. He's not native anywhere on the planet. He's not a native Roman. He's not a native Greek. He's not native. Get it in your brain. These people are absolutely 100% lying to you. And this is why they got history channels and they rewriting books. They burn all the original books and then rewrite it to suit themselves. And if you go back to the Moroccan Empire demonstration that I did a few months ago, you will see I put a picture of King James up there. Look how the brother looked. Let's continue. Clearly, none of these misnomers, Negro, Black, Colored, or African, can be legitimately applied to any people of the human family, because such expressions not only fail to accurately designate the true race and national origin of the people described, but also degrade such people to the level of subhuman existence. Now, let's say it another way. Let's say it another way. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they must know that they are part and parcel of this said government. Said government is the Union. It's taking you back to 1774 when we had a union. And know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to the slaves by the slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. Why lasted? It didn't say slavery ended. Prophet Noble Drew Ali did not use the word ended. He said slavery lasted, even though we have an amendment, the 13th Amendment, with 20 sections that ruled all slave brands out and was passed into law, made a permanent part of the free national constitution. November 18, 1865, ratified by 3/4 of the several states, which made it law. And it is the same 13th Amendment with 20 sections that substantiates the proclamations of Abraham Lincoln, starting with the initial Emancipation Proclamation, September the 22nd, 1862. I need you to get this. So when you hear me passionate with a lot of zeal about this, I am losing my mind trying to understand how can I say this in a way that you actually get off your rusty dusty and apply this information in your life. I am not here for you to listen and be amused and entertained. That ain't what this about. This is about this is the policy of freedom. You may not be upset about the condition that our people currently find themselves in, but I am totally pissed off about it because this information was swept under the rug, and it wasn't until Grand Sheik Richardson Dingle Eel brought it out. And let me be real clear. We would know nothing about a Grand Sheik Richardson Dingle Eel or his brother Timothy if it wasn't for a man, National Grand Sheik Joel Braden Bay. We wouldn't know nothing about this. Let me be real clear. And I'm not going to be soft-spoken and talk with my tongue in my cheek when I'm talking about him. Absolutely not. You can check your emotions at the door. Let's continue. Clearly, none of these misnomers, Negro, Black, Colored, or African, can be legitimately applied to any people of the human race because such expressions not only fail to accurately designate the true race and national origin of the people described, but also degrade such people to the level of subhuman existence. In particular, since the so-called Black folks of the United States were in fact Moors in 990 AD. Hold on. Hold the phone. Since the Moors were in fact Moors in 990 AD. Hold on. I got to get back to it so you understand the seriousness of what I'm saying, because I don't want to lose the point. If we would agree to take the feathers and turbans off the Moors' head and remove the sandals from their feet and enforce severe punishments, also to swear death oaths between ourselves to religiously and faithfully not allow anyone to teach the Moorish children who they really were or who their forefathers were, and only allow Moorish children to be taught that they were truly Negroes, black people, and colored folks, 200 years from today, the Moorish people would not know their nationality nor the national name of their forefathers. Really? You still don't get it. How many ways do you want me to say it? According to international law, each man is recognized and identified by his nationality. Slave brands are not recognized. Each man inherits the land of his forefathers according to his nationality. This is a man's birthright. This is what is meant by honor thy mother and father, that their days may be long upon the earth land in which the Lord thy God Allah has given thee. I'm going to say this several different ways until you get it. But the problem is I'm making it so plain that a fool will find it hard to error. So back to our regular scheduled programming. Since the so-called black folks of the United States were in fact Moors in 990 AD, they must therefore be Moors in 2023 AD. These Moors are descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of the land Europeans call Africa, but whose true name is a Mexican. Mm, mm, mm. To carry this matter to a higher degree, we recall that this land of Mexam, which the Europeans call Africa, but we call it a Mexam, extends across the great Atlantis along the 36-30-degree parallel to the land known today as North, Central, and South America, the old Moroccan Empire. As descendants of Moroccans born in America, we are the true and historically verified Moorish American heirs to the land where the United States of America has been established. Hold the phone one more again. I'm not going to leave this alone. Because what you're not going to do is pick up the phone and be like, I didn't understand. You're not going to do that on my watch. I'm going to be on your backside until our National Grand Sheik tell me to get off your backside. I'm going to stay on your backside. That's how it goes. Now, if he say leave you alone, then I'll leave you alone. But you see, we still going. So let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. Hold on. No, I need to find it. Hold on. I don't want to leave it alone. Oh well, since I'm on the point, hold on. I just found some other stuff I'm gonna bring out here. Let's get that up there. I'm gonna come back to that in just a minute. See, as I'm talking to you, things are coming to me. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get it up. I'm gonna slow the presentation down. We're gonna get this handled. There it is. This is what I want. Right here. Let me go at it. I'm not gonna play with you. Boom, let's go. Let's minimize. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with it. Let me get right back to my point. Because see, y'all, we like to feign ignorance. We like to go to I didn't know. That's like a national anthem with us. We just like to be ignorant so we don't have to do anything. See, because as long as you didn't understand, as long as you've never seen it, then you have that excuse. Well, I didn't know. I ain't know. You can't blame me for what I didn't know. Well, you're going to know today. You're going to learn today. In particular, since the so-called black folks in the United States were in fact Moors in 990 AD, they must therefore be Moors in 2023. These Moors are descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of the land Europeans call Africa, but whose true name is a Mexican. To carry this matter to a higher degree, we recall that this land of Mexum, that's what we call it, but the Europeans call it Africa, extends across the great Atlantis along the 36 degree 30 parallel to the land known today as North, Central, and South America, the old Moroccan Empire. So if it's Africa on one side of the Atlantic, then it's Africa on the other side of the Atlantic. You follow me? As descendants of Moroccans born in America, we are the true and historically verified Moorish American heirs to the land where the United States of America has been established. Now, I know you don't believe nothing until Great White Father tell you. So this is the United States of America Department of State. This is the State Department. You follow me? Now, we ain't going to waste no time since you don't believe that we are who we tell you we are. Remember, Prophet Noble Drew Ali told you that you must proclaim your nationality. See, Condoleezza Rice's signature, she was Secretary of State back then in this time. You understand? Back there in 2006. You see this? So whatever's attached to this is authentic. So this has been verified at the State Department, the United States State Department, de facto government. It has been verified. Watch what has been verified. Wait till you see what's been verified. It's been verified with the State Department in the state of Maryland. You see it? You see it? Look, 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 look. Check your emotions. Which Moorish paradigm got paperwork like this? Which one? Which one of them people you listening to on YouTube got paperwork like this? Which one? Point it out to me. See? This is to certify that we the people, descendants of our Moorish noble forefathers and true sole possessors of the lands of these United States of America. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait. I'm not going to leave it alone. But you are going to leave me alone. Because every time I get one of them complaints, my demonstration going to come back hotter until you just shut up. Because you can't refute nothing. See what it says? To carry this matter to a higher degree, we recall that this land of Mexico extends across the great Atlantis along the 36 degree 30 parallel to the land today known as North, Central, and South America. The old Moroccan Empire, as descendants of Moroccans born in America, we are the true and historically verified Moorish American heirs to the land where the United States of America has been established. This is to certify that we the people, descendants of our Moorish noble forefathers, and the true sole possessors of the land of these United States of America, also known as Northwest Africa, of Mexico, of the ancient and present Moroccan Empire, the Egypt of the West. Huh? Great White Father has already verified it right here. But you running from us right here. You scared to death. I don't see the benefit of being no Moorish American. Well, what's the benefit of being a black man, black woman? Tell me, please. I don't like the way he talking. Just X out. X marks the spot. X out. Hit the little red button if the truth is too hot for you. Because that's what it is. Ain't nobody dealing with you. Ain't nobody got time to be with this foolishness. Let's keep it moving. I ain't going to leave it alone. Now, let me see. I done covered all of that. Okay, so I can close out some more stuff. Let's close this out. Let's close this out. We're going to leave that up there for just a second. Nope, let's go back over here. Recap. The ancient Berber word for Morocco is America. Just for emphasis, we're going to go ahead and close that out. Because if you want to know that again, then just watch the video again. Okay, so now I'm gonna really get into something. I'm gonna give you another way to look at this. Hold on. Hold on. This is a good time for me to bring this to the table. This is a good time for me to bring. I didn't do this at the last demonstration. I did part of this. I'm gonna do the rest of it today. You see what that says? Hebrews were Moors. Now y'all saw this in part one. Ooh, I'm excited again. Boy, I just cannot do this calm. Two things is happening when I'm demonstrating like this. One, I know what I know. And number two, I can literally see and sense and hear your fear when you talking. Because you don't know. And there's no reason for you not to know because I'm doing it in real time. Hebrews were Moors. They didn't call the Moors Hebrews in ancient time. Hello? They did not call the Moors Hebrew in ancient time. The Geneva Bible also has the Apocrypha. As you can see, the word Moor can be found in this 1560 Geneva Bible. The title Moor was used instead as Hebrew, Cushite, or an Ethiopian. Now, you remember over there in Acts 6, Prophet Noble Drew Ali was telling you who we were not. In fact, King James, being a Hebrew king, took out Moor from the 1560 Geneva Bible and replaced it with Hebrew in his 1611 King James version of the Bible because he was a Hebrew king. Even the word Hebrew is derived from combining two Egyptian gods, Hathor, the mother Mary, and Heru, the son, hero, Christ. Now, watch what happens. And let me give a shout out real quick before I forget. Thank you, Sheikh Cooper Eel, okay, for turning us on and at least letting it be known about this book, okay? About this book, okay? He told National Grand, and now I got it. God help everybody, because I got it now. But watch this. This is a European that wrote this. I need you, and this is the next page, which later became Hebrew. Woo! Wait till there's King James right there. Wait, can I click this one more again? Because I don't want you to miss. Yep. I need you to follow this. You didn't see this on the part one. Check it out. She was worshiping Jerusalem, so this God is being worshipped in Jerusalem. Her Greek name was Heba, Hercules, goddess, wife. If you pull up the Geneva Bible online, you can put the word more in the search engine and verify all the scriptures. Now, watch what we tell you. Now, you thought our National Grand Sheikh was just off his rocker when we tell you we are descendants of Moroccans born in America. When we tell you that we are Hebrew Muslims of Moorish descent, you think we done lost our mind. Listen to the European. Listen to Great White Father. When it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, you know it's a group out there that claim to be Hebrew Israelites with all this yelling on these street corners. When it comes to the Hebrew Israelites and Moorish Americans, there should be no debates. Moors, Moabites, or Hebrews. Moabites were Hebrews before Jacob and the 12 tribes. Hello? Hello? Moors, Moabites are Hebrews. Moabites were Hebrews before Jacob and the 12 tribes. For example, Abraham is a sixth generation Hebrew. The Moabites are eighth generation Hebrews. What? What? Let's come again. Watch this. For example, Abraham is a sixth generation Hebrew. The Moabites are eighth generation Hebrews. Boy, what did you say? Boy, I just said a mouthful right there. Will you give us a brief line genealogy through which Jesus came? Some of the great fathers, not all, some of the great fathers through which Jesus came are Abraham, Boaz by Ruth, Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, and Joseph by Mary, mother of Jesus. What was the nationality of Ruth? Ruth was a Moabitess. What is the modern name for Moabites? Moroccans. What is the modern name for Moabites? Moroccans. So if you are Moroccan, born in America, then your national descent is Moabite, Moorish American, Moroccans, born in America. And we are teaching our people their nationality that they must know. I can't say it any plainer. I can't show you any more tangibility than what I'm presently showing you. When are you going to connect the dots and get your life together? When it comes to the Hebrew Israelites and Moorish Americans, there should be no debates. Moors, Moabites are Hebrews. Moabites were Hebrews before Jacob and the 12 tribes. For example, Abraham is a sixth generation Hebrew. The Moabites are eighth generation Hebrews. Research Eber and the children of Eber. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was a Hebrew prophet. The Moorish Holy Quran mentions Hebrew a few times, and that science is known in the Moorish 101 questions, which I just showed you. Which is why the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, pushes the ancient Hebrew laws that deals with freedom, birthright, and nationality in constitutional law, and why Moors are Hebrew Muslims of Moorish descent by nature. Why is it that the European got to come out and tell you this? Right here. Right here. Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic. Huh? What? What? Which is why the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, pushes the ancient Hebrew laws that deal with freedom, birthright, and nationality in constitutional law, and why Moors are Hebrew Muslims of Moorish descent by nature. Man's descent nature does not change. Do you understand this? Why is this so difficult for you to comprehend what is being demonstrated to you? If seeing is believing, why don't you believe what is on your screen? Why have you not proclaimed your nationality? What is hindering you? What is it? Why are you moving so slow? You understand? What is the problem? A European wrote this book and gave us our honor in his book. Now, what kind of research do you think he did to print this in black and white? Don't you think he verified the historical context of what we teach? Don't you understand this right here? You know who this is? State Department. Wait, let's get right back to it. This is to certify that we the people, the Moorish Americans, the Europeans, we are descendants of our Moorish noble forefathers and true soul possessors. Ain't nobody else in this. Ain't no quote unquote Indian in this. I'm going to prove my point in just a minute. And then I'm going to be quiet because I know this is getting a little hot for y'all. The Moorish noble forefathers and the true soul possessors of these lands, these United States of America, also known as Northwest Africa, a maxim of the ancient and present Moroccan Empire, Egypt of the West. In accordance with President Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation. I told you the Emancipation Proclamation was the law of the land. I told you this. And it is the 13th Amendment with its 20 sections that substantiates these proclamations of Abraham Lincoln, starting with the initial Emancipation Proclamation dated September the 22nd, 1862. But you think I'm crazy. You think our National Grand Sheik has lost his mind because you personally haven't seen the 13th Amendment with 20 sections, nor the proclamations of Abraham Lincoln, because you don't want to study. I think you really don't want to see it, because once you see it, now you are responsible for what you do see. Then you want to get on my platform talking about, I don't like the intensity in which the brother is talking to me. Close it out. I ain't going to leave you alone, because this is way too more important for you and your feelings. You mad at me because of the way I talk, but you give white folks a pass. They get a pass and they treat you like a nigga every day. And they get a pass. You can skin and grin with them all day long on their job, on your job, at the grocery store, at the gas station, at the ballpark, at the football game, at the Pee Wee League. You skinning and grinning with white folks all day. They get a pass, but you want to come at me. I get it. You just weak. I understand. You ain't used. That's why I got the lion behind me. See, that's why I got the lion behind me. Because when the lion roar, all other lions roar. We ain't got no time for pussycats. We're lions. There's a lion asleep in Judah. Who will wake him? You ain't gonna wake up no lion with no meow pussycat. and get us out the condition we in with soft, politically correct speech. No, we got to awaken you to the time and what must be done, because the chastisement of Allah has entered the United States of America. And if you are to survive, you can't be playing around with this truth. Please. And if you don't like what I'm saying, go back to the church. Giving you an open invitation. You just gone back to the church and sing you some songs. Have you what they call prosperity teaching. You can feel good about your oppression, your enslavement. You can bury your head in the sand like a flamingo. It ain't happening because I don't see it. Nope. You can be like President Donald Trump. Fake news ain't on my news. Please, let us continue. So we're going to move on. Let's see. All right, let's get right here. See what that says? 103 amazing facts about the Indians in the Western Hemisphere. Pick it up. Black Indians have lived in the Western Hemisphere since time immemorial. Now you already got, oh, brother, you just said we wasn't Indians. Hold yourself. Hold yourself. Black Indians have lived in the Western Hemisphere since time immemorial. You probably know what Drew Ali said, that we Moors, brother. What you talking about? I didn't write this book. I told you, be patient. Black Indians were not spawned or created as a result of Africans coming to the Western Hemisphere. Wait a minute. Now that's the popular version of the truth, that we were in a transatlantic slave trade, picked up from Africa, brought across the Atlantic, dropped off and deposited in the Americas, North America to be specific, and made slaves. And then the other popular version of the truth is that the Indians came across the Bering Straits, dropped down into Canada, walked down the west coast of what is called North America and deposited themselves all the way down into South America, walking along the way. Black Indians were not spawned or created as a result of Africans coming to the Western Hemisphere during the transatlantic slave trade, mixing in with native people of the Western Hemisphere, also known as Native American Indians. You're going to love where this is going. Native or indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, also known as Indians, did not refer to themselves or their ancestors as Indian. Wait a minute. Native or indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, also known as Indians, did not refer to themselves or their ancestors as Indian. We use the word Indian since most people are accustomed to this title. The word Indian, red man, and Native American are European colonized terms. Now, am I the only person that's picking up what is being put down here? Am I the only one that's getting this? Huh? Let me find what I'm looking for. Hold on. No, I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. Be patient. I think I done closed it out. And if I did close it out, I'm gonna bring it back up. Yep, I think I closed it out. Because I don't want to leave that point alone right there. Let me count this. It's number 11. Let me go here, just in case I think I closed it out. I'm gonna make it impossible, absolutely impossible for you to feign ignorance. I'm gonna make it impossible. One will take note that all the people mentioned in these government plans, blacks, Indians, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, and poor whites, do not include a de jure national name or title. All these words are descriptive chattel brands coined by the Europeans as substitute pedigree parentage names and were forced as appellations upon the indigenous people of the America and their children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 11. Native or indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, the Americas, also known as Indians, did not refer to themselves or their ancestors as Indian. We use the word Indian since most people are accustomed to this title. The word Indian, red man, and Native American are European colonized terms. Native or indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere refer to themselves by ways of tones, vibrations of expression. Your spirit said who and what you were. Uh, uh, uh. Two different sets of information saying the same thing. Do you follow? I can do this all day long, all day, and never repeat myself. I can show this tangibility all day long. Let's go. All day. Iroquois Islands of the North. The northern islands of the West Indies were populated with minor exceptions by natives speaking one language. Oh, would that be Moorish Latin? Gaining their livelihood in similar manner, living in houses of similar form, having the same organization of society, and being mostly of the same stock. One kind of people and culture occupied the Greater Antilles, which are Cuba, Haiti, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica, and also the Bahama Islands, known in Spanish days as Isles Lacusas. They were the first people to be called Indians. They were the first people to be called Indians. By who? The Spanish. All day. I mean, we can do it all day. One will take note that all the people mentioned in these government plans, blacks, Indians, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, and poor whites, do not include a de jure national name or title. All these words are descriptive chattel brands coined by the Europeans as substitute pedigree parentage names and were forced as appellations on the indigenous people of the Americas in the Western Hemisphere and their children. Are you getting it? I mean, brother and sister, why do I have to beat you up with this? Why do I have to beat you up with this? This is so simple. All you have to do, I should just say it one time and you be like, oh, wow, let me do the research on that. And you get it. The titles Black American and African American are fake, inappropriate European colonized titles to keep indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, aka also known as Indians, under a spell of ignorance. But when I say you ignorant, you on the phone calling National Grand Chief. Oh my God, I don't like how he's talking to us. Why? What's going on? Is this why you ain't proclaim your nationality? Because you don't want to read literature that is literally going to say the same thing I'm saying? So I put it on the screen. Maybe that'll work for you. Okay, I'll just be quiet. I'll just be quiet. Read point number 22. Go ahead, go. Read point number 22. Just read it to yourself. Okay, read point number 23. Okay, read point number 24. Because apparently, when I read to you what other authors have said, whether they're European or Asiatic, you get offended. It don't change the truth of what I'm saying. Don't change the truth of it. It is what it is. The titles Black American and African American are fake, inappropriate European colonized titles to keep indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, also known as AKA Indians, under a spell of ignorance. The titles Black American and African American were purposely created to psychologically and spiritually disconnect indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, AKA Indians, from their true motherland, which is right up under their feet. I, I don't know. I don't know how else to say this to you. What do you want me to say? Don't allow anyone to teach the Moorish children who they really were or who their forefathers were, and only allow the Moorish children to be taught that they are truly Negroes, black people, and colored folk. 200 years from today, the Moorish people will not know their nationality nor the national name of their forefathers. Also, they would not know from which land or ancestors they are from. I don't know. What do you want me to say, brothers and sisters? You want me to tone it down? You want me to tone it down? How can you tone down truth? Huh? It has become quite profitable. I mean, do you understand the level and amount of books and information that have been written and movies that have been made, money that they are making on this nonsense? It has become quite profitable to brainwash the indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, aka Indians, into thinking that Africa is their native land. It is your native land, not the way you carrying on, though. Not the way you carrying on. When Prophet Noble Drew Ali tried to tell you this, you lost your mind. You lost your mind. Let me just keep scrolling through here. I'm not going. You got to get the book, brother. I can't go through everything. The term Moor was applied to dark-skinned, brown-skinned, and reddish-brown-skinned people who were not only indigenous to Europe, but to West and North Africans. Even Black Indians of the Western Hemisphere were also dubbed with this title. What? You mean to tell me, in reality, these people are Moors? When I tell you the Moors had an empire east and west, you looking at me like I'm crazy, even though I'm putting pictures up here, illustrations to show you indigenous Black Celtics, indigenous Black Britons, indigenous Black Portuguese, and indigenous Black Spaniards, all also known as Moors, had a long time knowledge of indigenous people in the Western Hemisphere, the Americas. These Moors were well informed of the different customs, traditions, and languages of the natives of the Western Hemisphere. These dark-skinned European Moors were used as buffers by pale-skinned Europeans to help colonize the New World. These indigenous Black Europeans, also known as Moors, not only solicited the New World to pale-skinned Europeans, but also waged war on indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, aka Indians. That would be the Revolutionary War. July the 4th, 1776. How else do you want me to say it? What else can I show you? I mean, really, in truth, what else do I need to show you? I know you ain't quite convinced yet. I got you. You ain't quite convinced yet. Ooh, you're going to leave our National Grand Sheik alone. I'm telling you. Because when he said, in the nice way that he said, you still don't get it. You still don't get it. So let's bring some white folks who call themselves Jews to the table. These are the people you scared of. Look, let's see what they say. Oh, let's see. This information is an uncovering of the greatest mystery, the best kept secret in the world today. The divine truth. Who are the people called Negroes? They are the children of Israel. Really? The children of Israel is mentioned throughout your Bible from cover to cover. And almost all 66 books of the King James Version, we are there. Who are the people called Negroes? Question. Answer. They are the children of Israel, descendants of the people whose history is recorded in the Old Testament of your Bible. The same people were as Moses, Jesus, Joshua, and all of the prophets. Wow. Will you give us a brief line, will you give in brief the line genealogy through which Jesus came? Some of the great fathers through which Jesus came are Abraham, Boaz by Ruth, Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, and Joseph by Mary. Are the Israelites God's chosen people? Yes, they were chosen and given the law by the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then why do we suffer? Notice it didn't say why do they suffer. Why do we suffer? For disobedience to God, for breaking the law and profaning his name. We were then cast off to serve the Gentiles. Are you starting to get an ugly picture here? Pagans, until the time of the Gentile is fulfilled. What did Prophet Noble Drew Ali say about the matter? Well, one of the things he said was, I'm going to keep the European here until you learn how to run government. Uh-oh. So we might as well get busy, hurry up learning so we can get this white boy out the way. Were Jesus and the Jews white? Uh-oh. Emphatically no. Jesus and the Jews were of the same people as the so-called Negro. Uh-oh. They look just as your brethren. They were and still are a black nation of people. Jews, Hebrews, Israelites, all pertain to the same people. Well, who are the people who call themselves Jews in America and have control of Israel, the state of Israel today? They are Europeans. Wait. Who are the people who call themselves Jews in America and have control of Israel today? They are Europeans that came into the East during the reign of Alexander the Great and the Roman Empire, adopted your culture, your way of life, and carried it back into Europe. Burn it in your brain. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. I can do this all day, brother and sister. I have a very extensive library. I do not pull information from just one or two sources. You are not going to read 2.5 books and then think you're going to come out here and deal with me. That's not going to work. I've been at this for 30 years. I buy books, I buy DVDs, I buy information, and I spend lots of money on information. So I study so I can connect all the dots. Believe me. Now, I believe I done discussed what I wanted to discuss. I done said everything I wanted to say. So hopefully, you got something out of this. Hopefully. Hopefully you find it informative. But more importantly, hopefully you do research, do your own research, do your own fact finding, get on a mission, and then go to our website, register in our School of Law and History, get into classes, internalize the information, stop trying to fake Sheikh Isaiah out and our instructors by just passing tests. It's good that you pass tests, but if you did not internalize the information, then you are going to fail the ultimate test, which is life. That's the test. What will you do with the information once you receive it? What are you going to do with it? I'm doing my part. Anything that our National Grand Sheikh and Grand Body allows me to have in terms of paper, information, you immediately see it in a demonstration. And it's not just for members in our organization, it's for the whole planet. I don't know who watching these YouTube demonstrations, but I guarantee you somebody watching it. And what you don't want to happen is this demonstration serves as your condemnation. You see, because you're not going to feign ignorance after this. So hopefully you found it impactful. Hopefully you're having a good day. May Allah bless you with the light of understanding. Until next time, brother and sister, we want to leave you as we came in peace. Hopefully this demonstration wasn't too hot for you. I know. I can't help myself, brother. It's just in me. I light up when I start talking about this stuff, and that passion comes out. It's not to hurt your feelings, but it is to put a fire on your backside to get you to moving, because time is short. And pretty soon, if you ain't proclaim your nationality, they're going to roll you right on into a concentration camp, because you are not human and you will be removed off the streets of the United States. I greet you as I came. Peace, peace, peace. May Allah bless you with the light of understanding. Until next time, family, go in peace.